Let's get this thing going right away. PFL LFA UFC 319 pregame. I've been away this week. I've been busy this week. Haven't been on here very much, but we're going to get to it tonight. We're going to be on here as long as the chat is active. Whoever's in this chat will be as long as I can keep my voice going. How about we put it that way? If nobody pops in this entire time, guess what? We'll be hanging out, we'll be talking, and we'll be walking our way right through these cards tonight. Hollywood Fight Nights, I think, on Fight Pass as well. Some boxing, some old school. Of course, there's 24/7. I mean, UFC Fight Pass, if you're an MMA fan, it keeps you the fucking live, and that's just a truth of the matter. Meanwhile, PFL just announced a fucking huge card. Of course, it was rumored that the next fight up would potentially be Usman Nurmagomedov, the champion, at least the Bellator champion, that is. Bellator, PFL, moving things around, shuffling some things around. We've got the tournaments. That plays a factor here as well, but not this time. Not this time. They're going with the right choice, the only choice, the correct choice. Paul Hughes. Paul, big news, Hughes, dropping the big news the other day, saying that we've got something going. The rematch is fucking on. That's absolutely correct, folks. Usman Nurmagomedov, Paul Hughes, it's on. Rematch. The first fight, absolutely epic, of epic proportions, goes down October 3rd. That's right. It's back where the first one was in January. They fought at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai. They're running it back. Same place. Probably a similar time. I'm excited that it's on a Friday. However, one thing that we need to mention here is that this will be Friday, likely Abu Dhabi time. Likely. What the fuck is wrong with Battle missing weight by 4 motherfucking pounds when he's moved up to fucking middleweight? Listen, Western Mass, we'll get to it. I appreciate you popping in here, my friend. Let's get on to that real quick. Just because you mentioned it, let's get back to this card because there's fights going on right now. I could care less. Honestly, this card excites me more than anything the PFL's putting on tonight. I just got to be honest with you. Liz Carmouche looks like she just picked up the belt, of course. Who was surprised by that one? Not me at all. Let's find it. Let's find it. Apparently, Western Mass. Apparently, this was just released by part of Nursultan Ruzaboyev's team. Full Send MMA got wind of this. Put this out there. Brian Ballard apologized and settled it with Nursultan Ruzaboyev tonight after missing weight by 4 pounds this morning. 4 goddamn pounds, Western Mass. UFC 319 official weigh-ins, right? Saw this guy weigh in. Looked a little bit chubby around the middle. Same old lesbian. Just won a PFL belt. Listen. Snooze fest, I'm sure. I didn't even fucking watch it because guess what, Western Mass? I said we're going to do a watch along here. That's the title of the video, but we're not fucking doing that shit. I don't give a shit about this fight. I'm sorry, Liz Carmouche. Now, respect to Liz Carmouche. Obviously, oh man, Western Mass. She might have got herself a knockout here. I'm watching the replay. Big left hook, follow-up shots. Western Mass, even in her 40s, she's so damn good, she's still putting these ladies out. Now, it's the PFL, of course. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Liz Carmouche. I'm not the biggest fan. But I'm impressed at what she can do. She's clearly dead to the game, and I can respect that. Now, will I tune into her next fight? Probably not, but whatever, it is what it is. Western Mass, again, you mentioned it. 4 pounds over the 170-pound limit last time out against Randy Brown. Of course, he had that huge coming out performance, that huge performance against, what's his name? Giuseppe, back at UFC Paris, man, just about a year ago, last year, September-ish. Of course, they're going back to Paris, had a huge breakout performance there, got on the mic, had one of the best all-time great post-fight interviews ever, right? Since then, popularity through the roof. Now, I've been a big fan of Brian Battle. I think he's a gritty, nasty fighter. Of course, it's inspiring to see a guy coming down from like 300 pounds, cutting weight. Now he's just an absolutely nasty and mean fighter. I love Brian Battle's fight style. The dude is nasty as fuck. But he comes out, misses weight against Randy Brown at 170. Of course, he dropped all that weight. That first time he missed 170 a couple years ago, I can forgive it, right? He's coming down, first time at 170, whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes shit happens, and he probably never has had a nutritionist. Now, holy fuck, she's hideous. What are we talking about here? Jenna Bishop or Liz Carmouche? I mean, Liz Carmouche, not the prettiest lady in town, but I will say, like I said, I respect the game. But I'm not going to be a big fan of her. Not my favorite fighter. Is what it is. Anyway, back to Brian Battle. course, Liz. I got you, Mr. Mass. I figured that's who you meant. Jenna Bishop, she's a little better looking. Brian Battle, we forgive it the first time. The guy's been coming down from 300 pounds. He comes down 170, misses weight. Okay, fine. Things happen, whatever. You come back a couple fights later, you have a breakout performance. You got money now. Dude's got a bonus. Dude's got money in the bank. You know, they handed him that brown paper bag. They did not disclose all of his fight earnings from UFC Paris. Come on. You're not an MMA fan if you don't understand fully what goes on behind the scenes. You're not really a hardcore fan unless you understand that these guys are getting paid way more than they are disclosing in front of the cameras, right? Those bonuses, probably not as much as you would think behind the scenes, right? Sometimes those bonuses are $50K. But sometimes when shit happens and you can't publicly disclose things, so the taxes come into play there, you're helping out the fighters. Okay. That aside, Brian Battle misses weight against Randy Brown right after getting famous. Right after going viral. I don't know. The back-to-back egregious weight misses has never happened before. Now that, I cannot say that for certain. I do not remember Rumble Johnson's weight misses back in the day. Rumble Johnson, massive human being. I will pull up a photo for you of Rumble Johnson. R.I.P. Rest in peace to a great, fun fighter. Rumble Johnson. Rumble Johnson was a massive man. And this guy tried to cut down to 170. Multiple times. Tried to get to 185. Sometimes it worked out. Sometimes it did. I mean, we'll just pull up his Tapology page. 23-6. Dude was fucking massive. Look at the head on this guy. Now, I don't remember, and again, this could be an excuse. Apologies for not doing my homework. I do not get paid full time to come on here and yap about MMA. I do believe this guy missed weight multiple times. Let's see. The first time in the UFC all back in 2000. Let me see if I can see the details of weight. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I think this is absolutely embarrassing. It's egregious, and it really is not a good look for Brian Battle at all. But it's happened before. There's a guy on the regional scene that I've seen miss weight by like 10 fucking pounds, just completely unprofessional. Western Mass. Not discounting what you're saying at all. But back to back, I don't know. I'd have to go through every single one of these and see if he missed weight. Let's see. So 171, he makes weight there. Johnson does a knee injury in that one. I mean, look. Catch weight, which means he basically missed weight. Made weight against Josh Koscheck. Lost that one. Good grief, I forgot he fought Dan Hardy. 171. I mean, he made it for quite a while, and then all of a sudden he's up at 197. He came back. The Phil Davis fight was at 205. What weight did he fight Andrei Arlovsky at? World Series fighting 230 was the weigh-in. Whew. This is a guy who fought at heavyweight, fought at light heavyweight, fought at middleweight, and fought at welterweight. Now, again, like you're saying, did he miss weight multiple times in a row? My memory had me thinking he had. However, even a monster, pardon the scrolling, even a goddamn monster like Rumble Johnson, who's an absolutely massive human being, 6'2", look at the size of the dude's head. This guy's trying to cut down to welterweight, excuse me. How was he doing it? Nothing other than magic, I can tell you. Of course, he was probably smaller back then. This is a picture more recently of him being in the UFC. But, I mean, he's not a small guy. I don't know how the hell he was making welterweight, but he did it. Much skinnier back then. Brian Battle says that he was sick, and that's why. Here's the full video. Let's run it right now. Let me know if this sounds good, Western Mass. I thought it would be easy peasy to make 185. Now, listen, you're cutting weight. He's a former fat kid. Do we think this guy has a nutritionist? Cutting down is different from moving up. I mean, of course it is. Well, Western Mass, do we think this guy's a nutritionist? That's my question to you. You're the only one in here. I'm going to stick it to you. Do we think this guy's a nutritionist? Because again, former fat kid, right? Used to be 300 pounds. Fought at heavyweight. Came down. I believe the Ultimate Fighter season was 185, if I'm not mistaken. Right. Do we think this guy's a nutritionist? I highly doubt it. I think he's been losing his weight, slowly coming down, right, from 300 pounds. I think he's been working these years, all this time to get down to 170. Probably not. Sorry, washing my dishes. No, you're good, bro. You're good, bro. I don't think this guy has a nutritionist. He needs one. If he does, and it really was the sickness, which we'll get into in a second. I mean, listen. Tell me if you can hear it, Western Mass. Let me know. I thought it would be easier, and then I got a little bit sick, he says. Got a little bit sick. Now, if you're sick, typically you're losing weight when you're sick. Okay, only hear you. Yeah, I don't know. It's low, and I'm not a tech genius. Sorry. Anyway, I'll walk you through it. Here's a video of him. I mean, he's just laying out the excuses. Now, he's fessing up to it to his face, which is good. Okay. He's admitting fault, says he was sick, but typically when you're sick, and if this was a serious illness, unless I'm crazy, but when I've been very sick in my life, I have lost weight. You're not feeling good, right? I don't quite understand I thought it was going to be easier because I was moving back up, he says. Have you not cut weight for wrestling matches ever in your life? Like, it doesn't matter if you're cutting 1 pound or 10 pounds. It doesn't just fly off unless you're 300 pounds, which you're not 300 pounds anymore. I just don't understand. Of course, Ruzaboyev doesn't speak English, doesn't really quite understand what's going on. His translator's telling him what's going on. He looks a little bit annoyed. Looks like maybe he's happy that he's healthy, and that's pretty much it. They shake hands. They want to run it back. Ruzaboyev had a problem with him talking shit. Of course, we can get into that too. Brian's talking mad shit yesterday. And then hops on here. On the weigh-in show. Misses weight. He says it's all business. I was just trying to hype up the fight. Which is Brian Battle. Fan of the WWE. I don't quite understand it as an adult. But some people like the WWE. Of course, the theatrics of it. The Conor McGregor, the, building a fight, promoting a fight. Brian Battle's great at it. You saw him on the mic not too long ago, right? After that Paris win. Promotes the hell out of these fights. Maybe that's just what he was doing. Fair play. Ruzaboyev doesn't understand that. Doesn't come from that world. He looks a little bit annoyed by that. Understandable. Brian's very sorry. He knows that Ruzaboyev is in the right for being frustrated. Who wouldn't be? You're missing weight by 4 pounds. Not even close. It's to the point where, as an opponent, you say, "Oh, Ruzaboyev, if he's a real badass, he takes that fight." Well, Brian's now coming in there with a distinct advantage. You're not having to kill yourself and cut those 4 pounds because Ruzaboyev, 6'5", absolute monster himself. Obviously, probably cutting quite a bit of weight. He's fought at 170 as well, but 185, it's a cut. No, it's a cut whether you're cutting 1 pound or 10 pounds or 20 pounds or 30. It just is. Any cut is a hard cut. In some form, it's grueling, destroying your body, breaking down your cells, depleting yourself, making yourself look so skinny like crickets, right? In face, all these guys. Josh Emmett looks like a freaking skeleton, right? Woken up, looks like a skeleton when he cuts all that weight down to 145. If you've cut any kind of weight, tried to sweat it out like that in a short time span, dehydrating, not fueling your body up to its normal standards, it hurts. It's not easy. Even if it's just half a pound that you're trying to cut straight off your body, no sleep, no nothing. It's not easy. It's understandable. And he's not going through that fire. Now, it looked like he had cut some weight. He looked a little bit shrunken in, but listen, just because you're moving back up doesn't mean it's going to be nothing. Very unprofessional. Sorry about that. Obviously, Brian Battle, that's our fucking problem with it. Ruziboyev would have fucked up Battle anyway. He would have fought him anyway. The Athletic Commission wouldn't allow Brian Battle to fight. I don't know. I haven't looked into the full details of this. I've been busy today, but I saw this. And honestly, I don't think Ruziboyev would have walked through Brian Battle. He's definitely got the size advantage. I think Brian Battle's an absolutely nasty fighter. I think he's a mean fighter. That Randy Brown fight was highly suspect. I don't understand what went wrong there, but he's got a mean streak in him. The dude fights mean. Ruziboyev doesn't quite fight mean like that. Doesn't quite fight as hungry in that way. I don't know if he would have fucked him up. I think it's a fun fight, and I was really looking forward to it. I'm disappointed because I wanted to see that fight, and it's a competitive fight. And it's two guys that are kind of on a similar trajectory, coming up the rankings, not quite in the rankings. Had some lackluster performances against ranked guys, roughly ranked guys. Has Brian Battle fought anybody ranked? No, he hasn't, but Randy Brown's real damn close, and he probably should be ranked, but he's not. Anyway. Alfie Davis, Gadzi Rabadanov, a Habib trained fighter. I'm not listening to the commentary, to be fair. But listen, if I'm a fighter and your opponent's missing weight by that much, it's really hard for me to tell you to take that fight. But they want to run it back in Abu Dhabi, 321. I'm down. Still an exciting fight. Two guys that are pretty fun to watch. I'm up for it. So that adds some interest. Got some history, got some bad blood potentially brewing here. Even though they apologized and seemingly made up. Dude, it's autocorrect. No worries. I can read autocorrect. I got what you're saying. It's not Andy Ruiz. I see what you're putting down. It's Ruziboyev. Of course, we're not talking about Andy Ruiz or anybody like that. I got you, brother. Unless I make the mistake and I can't read it, we're good. If I can get through it and struggle through it, don't even have to mention it, my man. Anyway, 5-round fight, PFL lightweight world tournament final. I mean, is Rabadanov going to fight Usman Nurmagomedov if they both win? Likely not. So the question then becomes, where is Usman Nurmagomedov's contract? Where does he stand in relation to the PFL? Where does Gadzi stand in terms of his contract? If he wins, does that then re-up? Does that then get him another fight? I don't know. I don't know who I know. But look, the fight's standing. Alfie Davis, he's a pretty creative striker. I believe he trains with Paddy Pimblett. Could be wrong on that one. Again, I like to call myself a hardcore, but anybody in chat, anybody watching this who likely comes in, spends quite a bit of time on the internet. I don't, unfortunately. I see what I see. I try to report on things and throw shorts out there and throw some videos out there if I can, but you get busy. Still standing. I would say Gadzi's getting the better of him. God damn it, I don't even watch the flat sack PFL shit right now. I was watching the LFA earlier. I just turned this one on because this one, Godzi Rabadanov, I do think is a good fighter. Now that they actually allow elbows in the PFL, I'm interested in the fight. Alfie Davis, pretty explosive, pretty creative with his variety of techniques, you would say. Rabadanov, pretty straightforward fighter, very good with the basics. And he trains with Khabib. So this is the one fight on the card worth watching. Of course, earlier in the night, Mads Burnell, one of the best Bellator fighters we've ever seen, he got absolutely stomped out by a guy that I've seen fight maybe once or twice on the regional scene. Absolutely dominated with the elbows. That's not a good look if you're the PFL Bellator team. Embarrassing here. Godzi's getting the better in the stand-up against the stand-up guy. Or so they would tell you. But Godzi's pretty damn good. So, Western Mass. I don't highly recommend that you watch the PFL, but I will say the card that I have on the screen before you is a pretty goddamn good card. Dare I say it's nearly appointment viewing. Archie Colgan and JJ Wilson is a fucking banger matchup outside the UFC. Magomed Magomedov versus Sergio Pettis. That's going to be a fun one. And Lewis McGrillen arguably had the fight of the year last year. Go back and rewatch that fight. I do not remember his opponent at all. I wish I could. Wish I did. This brain is not that big. Calvin Loughran, though, former now UFC fighter. A now former UFC fighter. Pretty damn scrappy himself. This one's coming in at 135. These two guys are both very tank-like in their approach to fighting. That's going to be really fun. This is a good card. Rematch between Corey Anderson, light heavyweight, Bellator champion. I'm not sure what belt that even is. Yeah, definitely not rewatch it. No. Listen. Western Mass. Lewis McGrillen, PFL Europe. I got to tell you, Western Mass. And I was the same way. Let me tell you something that I never thought that I would say in my life. Over the past, 5-6 years, PFL, been pretty shit. It's been pretty shit. Now they're allowing elbows. It's slightly more interesting. I can actually sit and watch a fight. Now, do very many of them interest me? No, absolutely not. But I will say that a Johnny Eblen, Costello Van Steenis, an AJ McKee fight, there's not a whole lot of guys out there that I really want to watch, to be honest with you, and that's fair. Godzi Rabadanov, Paul Hughes is interesting at times. Kind of a safe fighter, though, not all action. But that fight with Usman Nurmagomedov back in January was pretty darn good. Now, you don't have to go rewatch it. People will say it's the best fight ever. It wasn't that good, but it was a good high-level MMA matchup, and it was pretty fun to watch. If you like MMA, you would enjoy that fight. You would enjoy watching Dakota Ditcheva. I am not. Hey, Western Mass, enjoy it. But listen, Western Mass, look up Lewis McGrillen and his PFL Europe Fight of the Year contender on YouTube. I highly recommend watching it. All action fight. There's like 12 or 13 knockdowns in 2 rounds. Goddamn bananas fight. Absolutely crazy. Go rewatch that one. I never thought I would say that, but short story. Go rewatch Lewis McGrillen versus whoever the fuck it was last year. Fantastic fight. Can't miss that one. Go rewatch it, please. You'll thank me later. Have a good night, brother. Enjoy your time on the panel. Are you going to be on your channel? I'll go check it out after I'm done here if you guys are still on. Let me know. Let me know if you're still here. Western Mass. Anyway. What do we got now? Godzi Rabadanov on top of Alfie Davis here. 3 minutes left to go in the second round. Not a lot of action happened. Orange Cat MMA. Okay. Shout out Orange Cat MMA. We'll see what's going on over there. I'll definitely raid you with my 0 viewers. Because I'm a fucking G, bro. Anyway. Alfie fucking Davis. Not doing much on the ground as expected. But anyway. Western Mass aside. I get where he's coming from. I've been a PFL hater for many, many years. However, now that they allow elbows, It is slightly interesting to watch, and they actually can fight. So this is the kind of card that they need to make. This is exactly what I'm looking forward to. Archie Colgan, American fighter, on the come up. He's been looking pretty damn good. I love watching Archie Colgan fight. He's fun, and he's good everywhere. J.J. Wilson, all-action fighter, very explosive. Callan Loughran, built like a tank. Lewis McGrillen, scrambling, crazy. I mean, that's the only way I can describe his style. Magomed Magomedov, very strict in his style, very basic in his style, but very, very good. Sergio Pettis. It's Sergio Pettis. Fun, high-flying action from Sergio Pettis. Corey Anderson Dovlet, they're going to throw down. Unless Corey wrestles, which maybe he will, but Corey likes those elbows on the ground, so Corey's not the least entertaining fighter that you will see on the ground. And then Paul Hughes Usman Nurmagomedov, probably the biggest sport that the PFL can make. The first fight was pretty damn awesome, pretty damn good back and forth. A lot closer than Usman Nurmagomedov thought it was going to be. I'll say that. But fight of the year contender, no. They'll try to sell you that. No, it's not. Let's be real here. But it's a pretty damn good fight. And the rematch, it's a big fight. It's the biggest fight they can make. Which one of these guys could potentially do something in the UFC? My money's on Usman. I believe he's the younger guy. We'll see how their contracts play out. We'll see what happens with Rabadanov here tonight. Probably the only fight that anybody should be watching on this card tonight. Oh, I believe it is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Not a very common place to go for big fights. How is the commission holding up? I don't know. I did watch one fight where a guy was getting ground and pounded out while holding on to an armbar. Should that have been the right move by the ref? I'm not so sure. Have to go back and rewatch it. But Godsy's just riding out the rest of the second round. Not a good look, considering he's a guy who was very heavily implying that he would go for the finish. Very heavily implying that he is an all-action fighter. Now, Godsey is more entertaining than the likes of a Abu Bakr, the likes of a Tagir Ulanbekov, who can be fun at times, and a little bit better than... Why am I blanking on his name? Bantamweight, then a featherweight. Now he's fighting at lightweight against Artem Lobov on this card, mind you. Artem Lobov versus... Blanking on his name. Anybody out there, let me know. Trains with Habib. Golly. Can't remember his name. Right on the tip of my tongue. All right, heading into round 3. PFL finals, lightweight tournament belt on the line. Liz Carmouche just got herself a finish. Very impressive there. Of course, it's Liz Carmouche in her 40s. I mean, is it appointment viewing? No. Did I tune in and watch it? No. But was I impressed by the knockout? Yeah, I can say that. With a fair bit of confidence. Anyway. Alfie Davis, to his credit, looks pretty fresh. Maybe he is resigning to give up the positions on the ground so that he sort of rests and saves some stamina for later in the fight. We'll see. He's trying to get a knockout no matter what. Godsey Rabadanov, he's got good, clean boxing technique. Very good 1-2s. Just rocked Alfie Davis with a pretty big right hook. Nothing massive, but he definitely got his attention there. Snapped the head a little bit there. Alfie Davis with a couple tapping kicks to the calf, to the body here. He needs to fucking do something. Because it looks like Rabadanov, despite all this talk about being an entertaining fighter and going for the finish, isn't really going for a finish here. Very slowed down fighting pace. Now Godsey can get it done. Okay, Alfie lands a left hook. Very nice there. 405, 404 left. Oh, okay. Alfie with another left hook. Catching Godsey coming in. I like it. We're getting something done. Just make it interesting, man, because Godsey will ride this out if he has to, because $500,000 is on the line. And these guys are not all action fighters, despite what they try to tell you over in Team Habib. Now, of course, there's guys that are more entertaining than just lay and pray guys. Habib, maybe out there. Maybe you're out there. Maybe you didn't like Habib's style. But the guy tried to get finishes, okay? He went for the finish. He tried to do damage. And I can respect it. And that's what I want to see. Guys trying to do damage. I don't need to see you try to ride out decisions. It looks like Godzi's cut open somewhere. Got the blood leaking down the side of the face and onto the chest. Alfie throws a knee up the middle to nowhere. Godzi's stalking him. Pushing him back up against the fence. Throwing a couple combinations. Left hook, right hook. Meeting him in the clinch. Alfie hits him with an uppercut. I mean, yeah. Call me crazy, but Godzi Rabadanov, maybe the better boxer here, but looking a little fatigued. Alfie's got a little bit of a shiner under the left eye. Now, the question is then, Godzi looking a little more tired. Alfie route out. Okay. Knee up the middle, lands in Rabadanov's chest from Alfie Davis. Very nice there. Very nice. 2 minutes left to go here. Godzi keeps crashing in with a right hook and a left hook. Oh, big elbow up the middle. That was very nicely done by Alfie Davis. Definitely snaps the head back of Rabadanov. How much damage did it do? Did it land cleanly? Camera angle was not great on that one. We'll have to just wait and see upon replay. But Alfie Davis looking to get the finish here. Rabadanov has some finishes. He can finish. Definitely not the least entertaining Dagestani. We'll give him that. We can give him that credit. But Alfie's just throwing some chippy strikes, some chippy elbows. A little bit of an up elbow. When Godzi comes crashing in, Godzi, I don't know. Godzi, Goodzi. This is turning into a bit of a scrap here on the feet. Alfie throwing out the kicks, not doing a ton of damage. A couple calf strikes. Push kick to the body. Good stuff. This is what we want to see. Okay. 53, 52, 50 left in round number 3 here. Rabadanov walking down Alfie Davis. Alfie Davis looking to throw anything he can. Flying knees. Elbows up the middle. Spinning fake back fist a minute ago. I mean, this guy's looking for anything he can find. But guys, he's just walking him down. Throwing some hooks. Crashing in. Trying to get some takedowns here. Let's see what he does now. Nothing happening. Kind of just standing at range with each other. Alfie Davis is backing it up against the fence. Looking to spin. Not spinning from Alfie Davis. Big spinning back elbow. Love that. Landed right on the cheek. It looks like he split him open. Or at least deepened the cut. End of round 3. I'm digging it. I like what I'm seeing from Alfie Davis. He is trying. Couple of up elbows in that run. I would say based on damage. He's looking pretty good. Round 3. Alfie Davis taking a round off the Dagestani. Can Rabadanov get it done? Coming in this one. Pretty hyped up. Pretty hyped up. I'm going to finish. I'm a finisher. I'm dangerous. I don't know. I don't know, buddy. All right, Alfie, come on. Listen, I got nothing against Godzi Rabadanov. I think he's fairly entertaining, considering the Dagestani background. I think he's pretty fun to watch, and he's a good damn fighter. Now, Alfie Davis, I'm not as high on him. He's got good, fun striking acumen, okay. It would be pretty crazy for him to pull off the upset. Pretty big underdog here. And he looked pretty damn good in round 3. Godzi Rabadanov looking a little tired. Probably looking to wrestle this round. Nice jab landed there by Alfie Davis. And again, Godzi comes crashing in with the same right hook, left hook. And he's got the legs of Alfie. And he has sat him down. Looking to tie up the legs, cross the legs. I mean, this is just full Habib style. If you know anything, this is it. I'm realizing that now the PFL has posted this, and I have it up on the screen right now, showing the odds of tonight's card. And quite literally, they have 0 comments. Anyway, back to the fight at hand, which is maybe less telling than their overall social media presence here. 3:40 left to go, 4th round. Godzi Rabadanov rode out that 2nd round. Didn't do a lot of damage there, but he rode out the 2nd round. 3rd round, Alfie Davis landing some good strikes here and there. And Rabadanov back to top position. Not doing very much, not advancing position. Not quite sure why the ref is not stepping in here. Has not really moved or changed positions in about 30 seconds. 40 seconds. Now, I don't have the commentary on, but if I were the ref, I'd probably be getting ready to stand it up. If Rabadanov is good enough to get into the UFC, why don't you finish this guy? That's all I'm asking. You said you would do it. You said you're a finisher. You said you're a killer. Let's do it. I've seen him do it before. Do it again. Do it again. Davis still on bottom. 2:30. Halfway through round 4. He's working, he's trying, but if somebody is just trying to sit on you, unfortunately, that's what it looks like Rabadanov is doing. A couple punches to the body. This is not doing damage, my friend. And the ref is not even looking to stand this up in any way, shape, or fashion. Godzi is not looking to advance position, not really looking to do damage here. He's riding out a round, collecting a round, scoring a round for himself, which, to be fair, the rules allow it. So why not do it? And listen, you may be here, you may be listening, you may say, you sound like you don't like wrestling. Hamza Chimaev, very exciting fighter, fighting tomorrow. That's the kind of shit I want to see. Go for something. Go for damage. Go for submissions. Go for something. Godzi Rabadanov very slowly, potentially working for an arm triangle here, but I don't see it. I see a guy who is looking to ride out a round and score a round for himself, doing very minimal damage, which I don't like because I've seen this guy finish, and that's what makes me even more upset with this. I've seen this guy finish fights everywhere. Fucking do it. Boo-hoo, you got a cut on the side of your head. I expect more from a guy that I've seen prove that is dangerous. That's why when random guys on prelims miss weight, sometimes it's okay, whatever. With Brian Battle, it's very frustrating. The guy is very fun to watch, nasty fighter, fights mean, has great presence on the mic, an interesting character, and a fun fighter. I am more upset with him missing weight than many others. You're also ruining a good preliminary card. Like I predicted, Godzi did not go for that arm triangle, even though he could have. And he rode out the entire 4th round on top. It's likely now 2 apiece, with Alfie Davis having done a large majority of the damage. Somebody is trying to finish a fight. Godzi Rabadanov right now not trying to finish the fight. If you do not come out and try to finish this fight, Godzi Rabadanov, I'm going to be very fucking annoyed. Let's just put it that way. This is a guy who trains with a beat. This is a guy who is not just a wrestler, but has skills everywhere. There is that Gene out in the crowd. That is somebody who proved he will try to do damage in every facet of the game, no matter what. That's a guy that I'd like to see on the come up. Del Curry, also there in the crowd. That's cool. They're in Charlotte, of course. Godzi Urbanov needs to come out here and fucking make a statement and prove that he's worth signing to the UFC. He's a good, solid fighter. Alfie Davis is not going to be your toughest test. Finish this goddamn fight. I've seen you finish fights before. You're good everywhere. Get it the fuck done. If not, I'm really hoping that Alfie Davis pulls off the upset and gets some fucking crazy knockout in this round, because that would be fucking awesome. I should probably put both feet on the floor just in case some shit pops off. Because no matter what you think, Godzi Urbanov, heavy favorite, and obviously the much better fighter, but he's getting tagged up by Alfie Davis. Alfie's looking to spin. Nice knee up the middle, right in the gut of Godzi Urbanov. 4 minutes 34, 33, 32, 4:30 left in this fight. Can Alfie Davis pull off the upset? Will Godzi Urbanov prove that he is one of the best fighters in the PFL outside the UFC? Do it and get the fucking finish right now if you are. Otherwise, Alfie Davis looking for the huge upset. Huge upset. Let's fucking go. Round 4. Stop dancing around. Somebody do some shit. Let's get it popping right now. 4 minutes left to go. Round 5. Big right hook by Alfie. Throws Urbanov off to the side. Tripped a little bit on his own feet there. Come on, man. Alfie, of course, has to be cautious here. Does not want to get taken down. But you cannot fear the takedown so much that you do nothing in the round. He has a very nice uppercut. Has landed it multiple times. Has Godzi Urbanov cut over the left eye. Throwing some nice up elbows through the middle. Some nice knees. Just get fucking active, boob. Dude. Excuse me. Not boob. Not boo. Dude. Godzi just walking him down. Not having as much success walking him down. He looks pretty damn tired. Doesn't look like he's going to be shooting a takedown anytime soon. But I could be mistaken. He'll probably shoot at the first sign of danger. We will see. And there we go. In on the clinch. Alfie shrugs him off. Two minutes 41 left to go. Oh, big right hand by Godzi lands. Alfie shakes it off, makes fun of it. Stop dancing around and finish this motherfucker. One of you. One of you. Let's go. Stop dancing around. Let's fucking go. You're not setting anything. Oh my goodness. Big knee very close to landing. Alfie shrugs off another takedown attempt. Where was this takedown defense in rounds 2 and 4? Big knee to the middle. Into the chest of Godzi. Upon trying the takedown, Alfie's back up. Godzi, you know this guy's going to try to shoot on you. Throw something different. You need to be active. Stop doing this. Try to pull off the upset. I can say the same thing to Godzi Urbanov. You need to get a finish here too. Nice left hook by Godzi lands. Come on, man. Come on, Alfie. Let's go. Get something done. Just pull off the upset. Make it exciting. I do not like how Godzi is acting here. I think he's too tired. I do not like this. Spinning elbow attempted by Alfie Davis, and he's taken down. And that's the fight. I have seen Gadzhi Rabadanov finish fights. He will ride this out to the end of the fight. There's a nice elbow on top. Okay. I'm just saying, it's not a Dagestani thing. It's a, are you willing to go to war and put on a performance and get a finish? This guy said that he wanted to get a finish. This guy said that he was a killer. Then you've got a minute and a half to try to murder Alfie Davis, and I don't see a bit of that. I don't see any kind of murderous intent. I see, let's ride out a round and gather my $500,000. More power to him, but you are not garnering any kind of fan base from this. What's up, Nycat? How's it going, brother? I appreciate you showing up. How we doing tonight, man? Thank you for being here. We're watching Gadzhi Rabadanov ride out a decision victory over Alfie Davis. A man who said that he would absolutely murder Alfie Davis. Did not do any kind of murdering in the cage. Now, I do think, and I am pretty high on Gadzhi Rabadanov overall as a fighter, but that is a pretty lackluster fight. PFL continues to, I don't even know. I was interested in this matchup. Alfie, huge underdog, explosive fighter, looking for fun, different strikes. He tried. Gadzhi Rabadanov did not try to do damage. I don't understand. I'm curious what the decision will be. LFA is still going on. We'll hop over there in just a minute. It's just fucking disappointing. I want to see a guy I just want to see Rabadanov finish some goddamn fights because I know he can do it. I've seen him do it. Why are you not doing it here against Alfie Davis? Meanwhile, immediately the LFA guys are getting after it in their fight. I don't even know what fight this is. We'll have to look it up on Tapology and get all caught up. But we're awaiting the decision. Alfie Davis and Gadzhi Rabadanov. And somebody's been crumpled up against the fence in LFA. That's what we like to see. We like to see finishes in MMA. We like to see guys go for finishes in MMA. Lucas Fernando. It's a done over in the LFA. Wasn't quite paying attention. That's the main event. Looks like that was for the light heavyweight strap. That one's all over. So now we're left with no fights. Tough. Very tough. Beautiful body shot finish, though, by Fernando. Middleweight meeting the heavyweights. The heavyweight guy's coming down. The middleweight going up. And he gets it done against the heavyweight. Pretty impressive. I like that. That's cool. The much smaller guy. You say much, the other guy's kind of flabby. But the smaller guy moving up to light heavyweight, the bigger guy moving down to light heavyweight. They meet in the middle for the belt. And Fernando absolutely crushes him. Absolutely crushes him with a body shot. Huge left hook to the body, right to the liver, and he is done. Okay. Back to the PFL. See what the decision is. Alfie Davis definitely did more damage. Now, if this was a 5-round, fully scored fight, different style of judging. What's up? Oh, Captain, my captain. How's it going, brother? Seeing how the LFA PFL plays out. It's all over now, though. He is in the building. Rafucho. Still don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I like the way it sounds. Alfie Davis. Godzi Rabadanov. Godzi with a pretty lackluster performance from him. This guy should be pretty entertaining, and then not tonight. Not so much. Alfie Davis, though. Let's see. Let's see. Holy fuck. Alfie Davis gets it done in a fucking insane decision. You were there, bro? PFL prelim card in Charlotte. Insane and crazy. Holy crap, man. Lucky you, my friend. I've been shitting on this card, to be honest with you, but are you still there? Is that what you mean by in the building? I thought you were talking about this chat. Fucking sick, dude. I'm hyped for you. What do you think? You think Alfie got the fight? I don't know. I don't know. Now, I think he did more damage, obviously. But a round-by-round scoring basis? Kind of tough. Maybe I'm crazy. Also, to be fair, I wasn't really paying attention to the first round fully. So I shouldn't really be talking. Huge underdog cashes in. Wow. Alfie Davis pulling off a huge upset. Huge upset. My guy might have just said the N-word live on national TV, but that's okay. That is not how you pronounce it. Nurmagomedov. He skipped all the R's and the M's and just went right to the NG, but I suppose maybe that's the British accent in him. Anyway, Alfie Davis gets it done, and he wants Paul Hughes or Nurmagomedov, whoever comes out on top in that one. And he wants to get a interesting sound from the crowd. Okay. What are we watching? I don't know. But Alfie Davis is the lightweight tournament winner. Crazy upset. Very impressive. This guy was trying to finish the fight. This guy was trying to do damage. And guess what? Serves you fucking right, Godzi Rabadanov. You get what you fucking deserve, bro. I'm curious what the scorecards look like, though. I got to go back and rewatch round one. I'll probably back it up right now. Where are we at? All right, there's Liz. Where's the beginning of the fight? That's what we want to see. All right, come on, guys. All right. I got to rewatch the first round. I wasn't paying full attention to it. But anybody out there, let me know. Capitan Ralfucho, he's in the building. He's watching fights. Anybody else out there, let me know what you guys thought about this fight. Close decision. Godzi Rabat was riding out quite a few rounds, quite a few minutes of this fight on the ground without doing a lot of damage. Alp was trying to go for it, was trying to finish the fight, and I value that personally in terms of how I get interested in a fighter, how I become a fan of a fighter. Are you trying to finish the fight? Godzi, unfortunately, I do like him. I do rate him much higher than many Dagestani fighters, but in this fight, I saw him riding out a lot of minutes of this fight, doing absolutely no damage. Not a good look. I don't appreciate that. Definitely makes me lose some kind of interest in you. Definitely makes me a little bit suspicious of how you would do in the UFC, because there's a lot of killers at lightweight that will go to fucking war with you. I can admit, Godzi Rabat, not the biggest of lightweights. So it's impressive if he's not cutting a ton of weight that he can do this against Alfie, who's fucking massive. But I don't know, man. Do I even care to rewatch this one? Do I really want to rewatch this? Call me a casual, but I ain't rewatching that whole damn fight. Whatever. Alfie Davis gets the decision. Very close one there. But listen, at the end of the day, if you're doing more damage, you should win the fight. If you're not trying to finish the fight, you can fuck right off, okay? So there was some suspicious activity this morning at the UFC weigh-in. Somehow Hamzat weighs in at 183 pounds. The scale seemed to have been preset. And Pat Downey has come out with an official statement. Before any speculation starts, which it's already begun when you're 12 goddamn hours is the internet. People screenshot stuff that gets posted for 5 seconds and then deleted, and it goes viral. It's been 12 hours since he weighed in at 183 pounds. The speculation and all the conversation has come and gone, my friend. This is beyond stupid, starting a sentence this way. Before any speculation starts about Hamzat's weight, we weighed in on 2 UFC scales before stepping on the Athletic Commission's 1. Our weight was 184.8. I'm not sure if it was an operator issue, but I can assure you that Hamzat's weight was right below the championship limit of 185. And we trust you. Why and how, I do not know. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying it's not true. Where's the authority coming from? I mean, okay. Dr. Capo? Okay, fine. If that is true, so be it. Whatever. And you know what? At the same time, do I really care? Because we're getting the fight that we've been waiting for. We're getting the fight that we wanted. He's had weight miss issues in the past. Are they preemptively setting the scale to 183 so that we make sure that he makes weight? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's already over. There's your excuse. There's your excuse. There's the story. But it's already out there. Drickus, of course, messing with him at the weigh-ins. He gets Hamzat to crack a little bit, to show a little bit of the flesh beneath the armor, so to speak. He says that's how easy it is to get under that guy's skin. He reacted like that because he saw a real man in front of him, a real middleweight. Let's take a listen.
To get under that guy's, my man, that's how easy it is to get under that guy's skin. Man, he reacted like that because he saw a real man in front of him, a real middleweight.
I don't know, man. I think Hamzat might just be a little crazy, but who knows?
He's gonna feel it tomorrow night. Just happy to be here and right time.
Hey, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Slight weight miss. If that's what happened, that's what happened. If that's what happened, that's what happened. We're getting a fight tomorrow night. That's all I care about. That's all anybody really cares about. The Lazy King. I don't remember seeing this one, to be fair. Abdurakhimov versus Kevin Giuseppe. It's an interesting matchup. The Lazy King, of course, highly touted prospect outside of the UFC. That's going to be a fun main event. The PFL, these American cards that they're building, their tournament fight cards they're building, they are not it, man. They are not it. However, PFL Europe, PFL Africa, PFL MENA, I don't know what they're doing, but they need to ditch whatever the hell they're doing in America, because every other card they're putting on lately have been bangers from top to bottom. They have been fun, regionalized shows, showcasing local talent from their continents. They've been absolutely awesome to watch. If you're a fan of MMA, PFL Europe, PFL Africa, PFL MENA, these guys have been putting on great cards. Finishes, crazy fights, back and forth action, good competitive action, showcasing regional talent where the crowd can really get into it. Gaming Prank. What is up? Yeah, buddy. What's up, my man? I hope you're doing well. And if you're agreeing with me about this PFL stuff, fuck these tournament cards, because I'm just waiting for the next PFL Europe card. I'm just waiting for the next PFL Africa card. I could give two shits about these fucking American cards. Give away a PS5 for me. Hell yeah, dude. I got a PS5 right here behind this door. Right here behind this door for you. I swear. No, I'm lying. You'd never know it, but I'm actually the richest man in the world. That aside. These PFL cards have been pretty damn fun. Pretty darn fun. You're from India. Gaming Prank. Let me know what your thoughts on MMA is in India. Now, you might be here just trying to, of course, prank it up, as the name suggests, or troll us, or whatever. Let me know about Indian MMA. Anshul Jablia, of course, maybe the most famous Indian fighter, fighting in the UFC. Who else? Arjun Bhullar. Not really a full-time Indian, but he is of Indian descent, heritage, whatever you want to say. Somebody smarter than me can put it into better words, but I'm here talking. This is a huge fan. There's a huge fan base for it. Okay. I'm just waiting for the PFL to get over to India, because we need some more regionalized MMA. I don't see a lot of fights taking place in India. All right, it's a not huge. Listen, I'm looking for any good MMA fights. That's all I'm looking for as an MMA fan. If you can show that you've got some high-level MMA in you, I'll get behind the bandwagon. When the match starts. When did these fights start? They're already open. We've missed them. You might be waking up on August 6th, ready to go and rocking and rolling for the UFC, my friend, but it's all over for us, man. This is the card I'm looking forward to. Now, Gaming Prank. Dovlet Yagshamordov. I'm not sure if you recognize that flag. I don't quite remember where it's from, but maybe that's close to you. Maybe he can be a pseudo Now, I know that Pakistan is not. I know the Pakistan-India feud is not a great relation there, but maybe a guy like Dovlet Yagshamordov, who's kind of over in that Middle Eastern region, maybe you could get behind him if there's not a lot of big-name Indian fighters. That's a thought. That's a thought, Gaming Prank. That's a thought, man. You let me know. You're the native Indian. I will default to you. Zach Pauga, former UFC fighter, commenting on the Bryan battle issues here. Of course, the weight miss earlier today. Zach says, hire a nutritionist. The UFC provides a nutritionist in all your food during fight camp if you're on the roster. There is no excuse. Now, Bryan claims that he was sick. And Nursultan Rozaboyev, they kind of squash the beef. They say, let's run it back at 321 in October. Might as well. That way Nursultan gets a little bit of that home field advantage, which after that bullshit he probably deserves. Hey, can you suggest me where to watch UFC live and for free? Listen, I'm a kind of guy that pays for every single pay-per-view. I pay to watch ESPN Plus. I'm not sure what it's called out there in India, but if you're looking for a nice stream, I say always look to the east. If you're looking for a stream, look to the east. Can't go wrong there. It's probably somewhere out in the east. Streaming out to the east is probably kind of way to go. But listen, I'm a kind of guy. I cannot stand the illegal streams, my friend. I'm sorry. I need to see my fights. And if something cuts out and I wake up and somebody's out on the floor, I will be absolutely fucking livid. I will burn down the house. You didn't hear it here. You didn't hear it here. I didn't say it. I did not say it. I did not say it. But if you're looking for a good stream, of course, I've never streamed a day in my life. I buy every single pay-per-view, boxing, UFC, whatever it is. Of course, every single Jake Paul fight. You can't go wrong there. You got to watch every single Jake Paul fight on pay-per-view and pay for it. Full price, $1,000, whatever the cost is. You always, I say, if you're wondering, wishing, waiting for anything, always look to the east. But again, you didn't hear it here. Didn't come from me. If anybody's asking, wasn't me. I just look to the east. Have a good one, Gaming Prank. Appreciate you for popping in here. Giving us some knowledge on the Indian MMA scene. Allegedly a huge fan base, but then he kind of drew that one back. It's a bit of a fan base. We'll see. Not a lot of Indian fighters, so I can't say they have a huge fan base. Otherwise, they would probably have quite a few fighters. We'll see what happens there. But Gadzi Rabadanov, I don't know. I was rewatching the first round. I didn't really want to rewatch the whole fight because it's the PFL and I don't care too much. But Gadzi is a decent prospect on the come up, fighting out of Habib's camp, of course. I thought he won round one. Verdict, thought that he won round one. The judges thought otherwise, I guess. Alfie Davis pulls off the massive fucking upset. Much love from India. Thank you, Gaming Prank. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you for being here. Drop a sub. Get back in here. Let's develop the Indian MMA scene. Let's see if we can get some more fans over there in India. You told me to sell a PS5. We turned that into a selling of Indian MMA. Guess what? We're rolling along here. We are rolling fucking along. Anyway, I thought that Gadzi won the fight. Now, of course, at what time is DDP and Hamzat? I don't know how to pronounce your name, my friend. I sorely apologize, but I appreciate you being here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fucking well. What time is DDP Hamzat? Listen, in America, let's see. Let's see what the timing is. I believe it is at, I want to say, usually 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 10 p.m. East Coast time. Let us see. 6 p.m. Eastern time. Today, tomorrow, whenever, whatever time you're at. It's tomorrow for me, but it might be today for you, my friend. I don't know. But it's going to be decent prelims. Edson Barboza, I believe, is still on the early prelims somehow. I don't know how. Dricus Duplessis, Hamza Chimaev, banger of a matchup. Interesting prospects to watch here. Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico. Same for you, brother. Much love. This is a random name. Aduvad Iyaya. I don't know how to pronounce it. Bongani. Hold on. You're going to have to spell this out phonetically. It's around 6 a.m. in South Africa right now. Woo! We got South Africans in here. We got Indians in here. Is this some of my most diverse chat? And I just caught a fucking mosquito in my hand. If I was a gaming streamer, I'd say clip that, chat. I don't know where to put that thing. I don't have fucking wipes in here. I need to wash my hands now, but I guess I'm turning into a 5-year-old, and that's going right on the shirt. I just caught a mosquito barehanded live on stream. I'm practically a magician. Anyway, I gotta know how to pronounce your name, man. Bongani. I'm just a dumb American, and I can barely speak English. 6 a.m. South Africa time. It's the day of the fights, right? I mean, it's got to be, right? How many hours do we have before 6 p.m. Eastern time is when they start here, is what it says. 6 Eastern time, 3 p.m. West Coast time. Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico, again, exciting prospect matchup. Jeff Neal, Carlos Prates, very likely going to throw down on the feet. Jared Kennedy or Michael Page. The Venom Page. I don't know. I'm worried this fight's going to be very boring. I'm a little worried. But if Jared Smarty wrestles, tries to get some of those elbows off, we saw that finish over Derek Brunson not too long ago. They're both nearing their 40s. Jared is in his 40s. Michael Page is about 38, 39 right now, if I am correct there. Let's see. Let's double check that. Yep, 38. 38. Tim Elliott coming back. Damn, when was the last time Tim Elliott fought? I couldn't even tell you. Sumadarji 2023. Holy moly, folks. We're going on almost 2 years of Tim Elliott. No Tim Elliott. The scrapper, Tim Elliott, Kaya Skura. That's going to be really fucking fun. Bysinger, Suskarayev. I don't know how to say it, man. Dana White called him Jimmy the other night on the Contender Series. We'll go with Jimmy. Good old Jimmy. 9-0 prospect. Dana White Contender Series just fought 4 days ago. Eric Nolan, of course, Cage Fury Fighting Championship. He is the, I believe, was he welterweight or middleweight? Yeah, I thought he was welterweight. Welterweight champion. I think he's double champ, maybe even too. I'm not quite sure. We got Mearshart, the GOAT, taking on Oleksiejczyk. Yeah, just gonna drive the Peter Godinez. I don't care about. Alexander Hernandez, Chase Hooper. That's gonna be really fun. Who's coming? Who's going? Is Chase Hooper growing into his man strength? He's now 25, 26. Where can we watch The Greatest Champ? Where can you watch The Greatest Champ DDP? Listen, man. I say pay-per-view, but it's South Africa. I don't live in South Africa, man. You hear the accent. I'm not South African. I don't know what the channel is, but you need to be tuning in to watch Dricus fight. The greatest champ in South African history. He's the greatest champ when it comes to being a legit fighter from Africa, right? We get into that whole conversation with Izzy, Kamaru, Francis. He's the only guy that lives and breathes that African air, man. I mean, there's other guys in that gym that are absolutely nasty on the come up. You want to call it an issue when he says that? Izzy isn't training in Africa. Kamaru wasn't training there. Hamzat's the greatest champ. There's Gaming Prank. He's not done yet. Hamzat's not the champ, though, man. Hamzat's getting a little bit ahead of himself. Excuse me. Pardon the words. We got our tough finale here. And Edson Barboza, the legend, taking on Jakar Close. Lightweight belt. Edson coming back up to lightweight. Very good. That's what we need to see. Edson, you're absolutely jocked, my friend. Do not need to cut down to featherweight anymore. Nearing the end of the career. This one's going to be good. Now, they keep saying, you know what, stop complaining. It's a great pay-per-view. In 1 minute, it's the fight. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, dog? Which fights? What am I missing? What am I missing, my friend? PFL's over. LFA's over. What the hell kind of fights are starting at What time is it? 9 p.m., 12 a.m. Eastern time? I mean, what are you talking about? What kind of fights are starting then, my friend? Alfie Davis just got the win. Is your TV delayed that much? Is it delayed that much, man? I don't know what fights are starting in a minute. Unless you're talking about some, like, Fight Pass. What else was on there? Hollywood Fight Nights or something like that. I don't care about that. It's boxing. I don't need to see it. But we are less than 24 hours away from UFC 319. Boy, oh boy, am I excited for this co-main event. But listen. People are saying it's a stacked pay-per-view. It's going to be an awesome pay-per-view. Now, it's better overall on a fight-per-fight basis. 1-to-1, this is a better pay-per-view than the last couple. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. He said it's 6 a.m. in South Africa, and it's Italy at the same time. Oh, shoot! Dude, we got an Italian in here. Are you from Italy, my man? South African, Italian. Wait. Back it up. We got a South African. We've got an Italian. We've got an Indian in here. This is fucking awesome. What are we doing here? I don't know how many people are watching this right now. I don't know how many people are going to watch this in the future. But I will say now that I have a very diverse chat. Anyway. You guys let me know. What are we thinking on this pay-per-view main card? Top 5 fights. It's very solid. Do not get me wrong. I am interested and excited. What time? These fights start at 6 p.m. East Coast time. I'm not so sure what time that is. No way. I thought it was Sunday today. Yes, you are Italian. Where's all this coming from, guys? How are we getting so diverse here? We got people from all over the world. Welcome in, my international friends. We have a mention of anime. Now, is that potential? We have a potential Asian in the chat. I don't know. We're getting pretty damn diverse here. Also, Indian. That's technically considered Asia, right? Anyway. What do we think about this card? Anybody out there, let me know. What you think about this card? Scale of 1 to 10. In terms of a pay-per-view. Because my feeling on this is there are a bunch of fucking scraps. Potentially some great fights. Hamzat Drikas instantly makes this a very highly rated card. Score it 1 to 10. Score it F to A. I don't care. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico, Jeff Neal, Carlos Prates, Jared Kennedy, Michael Page, and Tim Elliott, Kai Sakura. All 4 of those fights, unfortunately, in a sense, if I'm being critical, I'm very excited for all 5 of these fights. Extremely excited for this top fight. Extremely excited for this main event. This is my most anticipated fight of the entire year. This is the most excited I've been for a fight in a very long while. These other 4 fights, though, they all kind of feel like 4th or 5th fights on a good pay-per-view. They all kind of have that feeling. Now, it's better than what we've been getting top to bottom. February, not so great. March, a little iffy. Not very strong. April was very solid. Very much a solid card, but same kind of thing. A lot of like 3-4, Chandler Patty, that's a showcase bout. That's a 3rd fight down to me. This is we've got one fucking banger main card with some good fun fights on it and a very good main event. Very good main event. But the rest of the card is kind of 4 and 5 slots. So it's not, I can't give this a 10 out of 10. I can't give this a 9 out of 10. I gotta be hypercritical. I can still enjoy myself. That's the problem with these conversations. We get a lot of people in here from time to time who say this card's either absolute shit, which this one's not. We got some scraps on here, boys. And we got people who say, like, you know what? This is the best pay-per-view, blah, blah, blah. They're very optimistic. And I understand it. But we here, obviously, fairly diverse crowd, as we just discussed. We can have nuanced conversations here. This is a solid pay-per-view card, but not the best that I've seen. This is not up to the standard of a solid pay-per-view or a good pay-per-view. This is a mid-level pay-per-view. This is all right. This is acceptable. This is okay. They're great fights. They're just not big name, guaranteed action. They're intriguing. They're all intriguing. They're all interesting. I'm invested in them. Lots of ranked fighters involved here. Lots of 4 and 5s. When I say 4 and 5s, I mean the first fight of a pay-per-view should always get you warmed up. It's going to be an exciting one. It's almost guaranteed action. It's going to be fun, right? That's what a 5th fight should be. That's what it should be. It should get you excited for the rest of the card. It should open up a pay-per-view with a fucking bang. And honestly, these 4 fights below the main event can do that. They can deliver that. Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico could be a little bit slow, could be a little bit boring at moments. And Jared Cannonier and Michael Venom Page could end up being a pretty boring fight, but whatever. We'll say that these are 4 and 5 level fights because 4 is kind of the next step up from 5, or it's on the same level as the opening fight of a main card. Or so it should be in my mind as a traditionalist, as a kind of person who wants to stack pay-per-views from top to bottom. I'm talking prelims, early prelims. A pay-per-view should be event viewing from top to bottom, not just the main card. Should be appointment viewing from top to bottom. That's why it sucks to lose Bobby Green and Diego Ferreira. That's why it sucks to lose Nursultan Rozaboyev and Brian Battle, excuse me. Those are really good prelim fights, and we lost them. And now this prelim card is a bit shaky. Still got some good names on there, of course. But it's just like, it's a solid, like it's a decent pay-per-view. It's nothing to write home about. In terms of like the broader casual appeal, the how many really important fights are on this card. Because I just see a lot of intriguing matchups that could turn into some fucking scraps. Gerald Meerschaert, you know, that's the people's main event. That's the people's main event. But Hernandez Hooper, that's really fun. Barboza, Jakar Close, that's going to be fun. Of course, Jimmy versus Eric Nolan. 2 prospects on the come up, right? 2 guys making their debuts. That's good. But now the main card is where a majority of the fights are. They're no longer the prelims like appointment viewing. If you're a hardcore fan, if you watch fights week in, week out, of course it is fucking appointment viewing. You sit down and you watch every damn fight. Except for sometimes the ladies. Nothing. But goddamn this main event. Wow. I am stoked for this main event. I'm very excited for Aaron Pico. What has this guy been doing? Of course, everybody's clowning him for having 4 losses. Now, I also saw this online, which it's so disingenuous. It's either disingenuous, a straight up lie, or you're just a fucking idiot. But people that have more than 1,000 followers on Twitter that pretend like they're some kind of influencer and say stuff like Jeremy Kennedy was beating the shit out of him. Yeah, because he had a dislocated shoulder, man. I'm sorry, but that doesn't really count. He fucking dislocated his shoulder in the fight in the first round. They tried to snap that shit into place. Now, of course, the shoulder gives me worry in some of these grappling situations against the higher level of the division in the UFC. Henry Corrales, longtime vet. As your last win is not the best thing, but Pedro Carvalho has done some shit. James Gonzalez is okay. Leandro Higo, round 1 knockout, 2018. Of course, they were going to strap a fucking rocket on this guy. I think he's really good. I think he has a very good skill set, a very good boxer, has good power, and he can wrestle his ass off. This is not an easy fight for Lerone Murphy. Could he make it look easy? Absolutely. Aaron Pico has not been tested against the higher levels of MMA. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to see from Aaron Pico. He's taking a long time off. Coming into the UFC, what is he going to look like? Is Lerone Murphy legit? Is he legit? Josh Emmett, Dan Ige, Edson Barboza. Good wins, solid wins, but Josh is getting older. Edson is much older. Dan Ige is Dan Ige. If you want to be a top 15 fighter, you have to beat Dan Ige. Dan Ige is very solid. We look at Patchy Mix. Could not beat Mario Bautista. Was getting his face jabbed off. But I also look at the third round and I say, who was closer to being finished in moments? It's Mario Bautista. Much like the Ian Gary and Carlos Prates fight, who was winning that fight, who was outpointing, who was looking really good the entire fight, and then kind of started to give it up at the end. It shows a bit of a weakness in my mind. It shows that, okay, winning, doing very well, looking good, looking solid, looking like the better fighter. But do you have the fight? Do you have the grip? Aaron Pico fucking dislocated his shoulder, and they're trying to rip that shit out of there. That guy's tough as fucking nails. He's been knocked out before. But I'd like to ask, why is Makwan Amirkhani your last finish? Why are you getting a split decision over Gabriel Santos? Who, listen, I'm not trying to discredit that win. I really like Gabriel Santos. Fun fighter. Josh Coolabout. Not the best. Well-rounded. A decision. Decision against a nearly 40-year-old Edson Barboza. Decision against a 40-year-old Josh Emmett. Now, unless you're destroying him like an Ilya Taporia, I need to see finishes here. Dan Ige is tough to finish. I need to see a fucking finish from Lerone Murphy if you're going to prove to me that you're a good contender, because Aaron Pico, to me, in my mind right now, unless he shows out and shows something absolutely fucking incredible, and he's been working in the gym these last 2 years since fighting, he is on a Josh Emmett, Dan Ige, Edson Barboza level to me. That is where Aaron Pico sits. And that's like 4 wins in a row on roughly the same level for Lerone Murphy. And if he gets another decision here, I'm going to be a little disappointed, because I need to see Lerone Murphy do something fucking spectacular if he wants to get a title shot. Because you know he's going to call for it. You know, I stepped up for the company, and I took the Aaron Pico fight. And you know what? Good for him. Good for him. I got no problem with it. I got no problem with all these fighters asking for what they think they deserve. They have to sell themselves. They are not a sports franchise. They are the franchise themselves. They are trying to sell themselves at all times. They, of course, have to call out for these title shots. I get it. But when you get so delusional like Justin Gaethje, maybe it's Ali. I don't know what the real story is. Retiring or fighting for a title? Get the fuck out of here. You beat Rafael Fiziev. Not it, man. Fight a number 1 contender. Secure your number 1 contender spot. Sean Brady is doing just that. The dude absolutely steamrolled Leon Edwards, arguably deserved the title shot just based on the scheduling of the division and people hurt, this and that. Could have gotten it. Arguably deserves it. But I say, you make yourself the number 1 contender. That's how you secure your fight. That's how you secure your spot. You make yourself absolutely undeniable for the belt. You beat whoever you need to beat. You beat the number 1 contender. You secure yourself a spot in the next title, for the next title shot. Sean Brady's doing just that. Says he's looking to get a fight booked. Let's do it. Lerone Murphy, an Aaron Pico win, an Aaron Pico decision. Got to do more than that. Got to do more than that. Patricio Pitbull come in here, not done a ton. Patchy Mix come in here, not done a ton. When's the Chimaev fight? What's up, dude? Appreciate you for being here. Khamzat Chimaev fight is later today, later tonight, whatever time it is for you. It's taking place on the 16th in America. Should be taking place roughly on the morning of the 17th over international, Europe, Africa, India, wherever you're at. Not now. It's in like 18 hours. 18 hours-ish. 16 hours-ish. 18 hours. What's that? It's in 18 hours. That's when the fight card starts. 18 hours. If we have to put a time on it, that's it. Anyway, I need Lerone Murphy to get a finish here for me to consider him a legit, okay, this guy's a top 10 fucking contender. Absolutely no doubts about it. And Aaron Pico, come in here and put your fucking hands on Lerone Murphy and take advantage of the slower style. You want to come in here and impress and be a huge fucking star and be an American that we don't have a lot of fucking really high level American fighters right now? Do some shit. Wreak some fucking havoc. Come in here and fucking make a name for yourself. He's getting all the descriptors of a Michael Chandler. Now's the fucking time to get some shit done, to get a finish. One of these guys, I don't want to see a pitter-pat 3-round fight. Somebody needs to go in here and lay the fucking hammer on the other guy. Now, it says 5 rounds. I sure fucking hope so. This better be a fucking banger of a fight for 5 rounds. If it's going to go to a decision, it better be a fucking awesome, sick-ass fight, back and forth. Or one of these guys needs to absolutely go in there with finish in mind. Lerone Murphy. Now, to the casual fans, they'll say he got the loss if he loses. But if I'm Lerone Murphy, I'm taking this on short notice. I'm fighting kind of down in the rankings. Unranked, unproven, hasn't fought in the UFC. Why not go for fucking broke here? Why not risk it for the finish? Risk it for the fucking biscuit. I ask why not? Now, you fought a lot of guys. You're on a great win streak. You haven't been bumped up the rankings too much. They are not respecting the skill level, allegedly. Now, I think he sits about right where he should. Josh Emmett, Dan Ige, Edson Barboza. Good wins, good solid wins, but all decisions. I think he's sitting right about where he is. But if I'm Lerone Murphy, and I'm seeing this, and I'm a co-main event of a pay-per-view, I am not point fighting my way to a decision over Aaron Pico. I'm not doing it. You're an MMA fighter. Losses do not mean as much. You're obviously a good fighter. You're still young. Take the fucking risk and put Pico away. Do it. If you can do it, and he's got the potential, look at him. He's built like a fucking Greek god, Lerone Murphy is. Why couldn't he risk it? We saw the knee against Makwan Amirkhani. Now, of course, that's Makwan. It's not the same level. I don't think Makwan is even near the level of Aaron Pico either. But I say to Lerone, you're taking on short notice. Aaron Pico, unranked. They're trying to make this guy a superstar. They're giving him the push anyway. You're in the co-main event of the spot of arguably the most anticipated pay-per-view of the entire year. The most anticipated fight for me. Casuals love Khamzat Chimaev. Everybody's looking at this fight. It's the biggest fight that they can make in the sport right now, in my opinion. Or at least the most potentially chaotic fight. Maybe not the biggest fight, but it's up there. I say to Lerone, you fucking throw down everything you can. You throw everything but the kitchen sink at this guy. You do not point fight. You do not slow this fight down. You get the fucking win. Now, if it takes slowing down for a little bit, go for it. If you have to set something up, go for it. But do not ride out a 5-round decision over this guy. He's not easy to put away. Get the fucking finish, Lerone, and prove yourself as a top 5 contender. You got to do it. This is your chance. If you're going to have decision victories over top 5 guys who are better than an Aaron Pico, by all means, I don't like it. I like to see finishes. I like to see you go for finish. But this is the fight in your career. You've got a couple of victories. You've cemented yourself in the top 15. He absolutely belongs there. Probably a top 10 guy in terms of skill, but you're getting decisions. This is the kind of guy who's on that level again, roughly. At least that's where I rate Aaron Pico, unless he comes out and shows something very impressive. This is the fight where you throw it all on the table. You lay all the cards on the table because you're already taking this on short notice. You're already doing the company a favor. You're being put in such a high level spot. Lerone, throw everything at this guy and get the fucking finish. Now, I'm rooting for Aaron Pico because, again, personally, I need to see Lerone get a finish. But I'm rooting for Aaron Pico to do something because It'd be very exciting. Also, American. I like him. Doesn't talk a lot of shit. Mild-mannered, straightforward guy. I like Aaron Pico. I think he's better than what some people are saying, but he's not quite as good as he's going to steamroll Lerone Murphy. Maybe he will. And I hope one of these guys gets a finish. And I hope these guys put on an absolutely awesome fight if there is not a finish. But you guys let me know in the chat. If anybody's out there watching, let me know. Aaron Pico, Lerone Murphy, which way we leaning? Who do we want to see this? Who do we want to see fight? If Aaron Pico wins, they're talking about title shot potentially against Volk. Should be Mobsar. November. Double up the Australians. A little Russia versus Australia action there. Pico can have the next fight after that if he gets a fantastic finish here. But one of these guys needs to get a finish to really prove to me that they deserve to be pushed to the next level. That's all I'm going to say. That's all that I'm going to say about that. Anyway, you guys let me know if you're watching. Who do we think gets this one done? Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico. This is very intriguing to me. I don't know, man. Anyway, that's about it. Jared Kennedy and Michael Page. Watch out for that one. That's a sneaky one. Could be good. If Jared wrestles, he'll get the win. He's a big guy, but he's much slower than MVP. He says that he's going to dominate MVP. I'm a bit worried about that. I do not think so. But who knows? It's MMA, and anything could fucking happen. If I had my guess, MVP probably does his thing against a much slower Jared Kennedy, unless Jared plays it smart and wrestles. MVP is hard to hold down there. Very long, very lanky. Timothy Kayaskura is going to be fucking bananas. That's going to be, I don't know, like two fucking squirrels locked in a tiny cage. I mean, they're just going to be clawing and gnawing at each other. That's going to be fun. Prates Jeff Neal is going to be fun too. It's going to play out on the feet, back and forth. Hopefully Carlos Prates does not play the gun shy last loss against Ian Gary. Jeff Neal, though, hard swinging and banging type of guy. Not always the most fun, but I think Carlos can bring it out of him. Lerone Murphy, Aaron Pico. Who is ready for the top 5? Who is going to prove themselves, get past the decisions, get a finish? Aaron Pico gets a lot of finishes against a lot lower ranked competition. Lerone Murphy hadn't been getting finishes lately. I'm very intrigued by this one. And then Dricus Du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev. Need I say anything but put their names up on the fucking screen? That is the only fight that I'm looking forward to this much for the rest of the year. Of course, there's others. Stack the cards. I'll be interested. Absolutely. I'm always watching. Always watching. But this fight, it's got me tingling, you know. It's got the tingles. This is going to be epic. This has got potential to be one of those fucking fights that's just sick as fuck. It's got all action potential written all over it. Khamzat Chimaev comes out the gates blazing fast, shot out of a cannon. Dricus Du Plessis, he will take you down the road that no one wants to go. They will fight tooth and nail for this one, and it's going to be a clash of epic proportions. The Clash of the Titans. A rock meets a hard place. An immovable object. An immovable object versus an unstoppable momentum. Good grief. I mean, what more can you ask for? I don't even know how you can predict this fight with real confidence. I certainly can't. You guys let me know. Who do you think takes this one? Dricus Du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev. Who comes away with the win? We got a fan base divided here. Khamzat is the favorite. Dricus finally getting a little bit of the respect. Finally getting some fans behind him. I don't even know who wins this fucking fight. If I had to lean one way, I'd say Dricus is a bigger guy than what Khamzat is used to facing. Kamaru Usman moving up. Gilbert Burns moving up. Lightweight guy. Had a little bit of trouble with him there. Robert Whittaker, not the biggest guy. Bit of a quicker guy. Dricus is fucking massive. Fucking massive. And I don't think he's going to have the same jaw issue that Robert had. Will he survive the first round and put the fucking beatdown of a lifetime on Khamzat in the rest of the rounds? We don't know. Is Khamzat going to save it for the rest of the fight? I don't know. If I had to lean one way, I might be leaning Dricus, but I don't fucking know. We're less than 24 hours away. We're 18 hours away from the start of the card. I'm getting psyched. I'm getting jazzed. This is UFC 319, baby. It's time. This has been your pregame show. Getting it ready. Watching some PFL, watching some LFA, enjoying the chatter around this fight because this is the biggest fight in the sport right now. This is so exciting. Clash of the fucking Titans. I'll say it again. An immovable objects meeting an unstoppable force. This is going to be epic. Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis goes down later today, tonight. UFC 319. Great card, fun card, scraps from top to bottom. Got some hits in there, got some misses in there. But you know what? It's a pay-per-view and we're all excited. It's that pay-per-view feeling. We're getting it back for the first time in a while. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Thanks for everybody in the chat for showing up. Love hearing all the comments. We had a very diverse crowd tonight. We had some Indians. We had a South African. We had an Italian. I mean, hell of a show tonight. Appreciate everybody for coming in, watching, showing up. Anyway, everyone, have a good night. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you next fucking time.